Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. I came across a recent study from a business tech consulting firm called Monroe Partners, which really resonated with me, and I wanted to share the results with you guys. And some of which was that 1 in 3 millennial HR professionals surveyed said that they frequently pass on an IT job candidate if they don't have strong enough soft skills. Now, as a man that has spent 20 years in IT, I've sat in meetings where techies don't know how to adjust their tone when talking to other business departments, and we all know of someone that will email a colleague that sits 3 seats away from them rather than just have a conversation with them face to face. So for those reasons, this survey really resonated with me. And it's also easy to see why tech jobs aren't that easy to fill, especially when businesses want to make sure that their new hire is great behind and in front of that computer screen. So if there are any leaders listening that are tired of hiring people who look fantastic on paper but can't collaborate or write well to save their lives, I think you'll love today's episode. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Chicago so we can speak with Greg Layok from Monroe Partners, who's going to discuss the findings from their study on the soft skills gap in IT. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Greg Layok. I'm a managing director at Monroe Partners, and I'm responsible for our technology practice. So I'm fortunate enough to work with a team of very talented, business-minded technologists. I'm responsible for hiring, growing, and retaining those technologists, as well as driving innovation in the marketplace. And then finally, working with our clients to work on some of their most challenging business issues.
So before we delve into the world of HR and recruitment, can you tell me a little more about how you've worked with clients to align their technology and business strategies, also improve their IT operations and adopt innovative technologies and processes to all improve business results? Because I think it's fantastic what you're doing there, because a lot of people go straight after technology, but it's aligning the two that's so important, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a great question. And at Monroe, we really pride ourselves on being the uncommon blend. So we have both business consultants and deep technologists to really go after our clients' most pressing and challenging business issues. We typically focus from the business perspective of things. We're working with members from the C-suite to listen and understand their issues, and then really work together in multidisciplinary teams very closely and collaboratively with our clients. Usually through workshops and working sessions to really flesh out their business challenges and then start thinking about how we can start prioritizing technology investments, whether that be in new capabilities, new processes, or actually implementing new technologies to help address those business problems. As a firm, our deep technologists are very hands-on. So while we absolutely play in the C-suite, almost every single one of our technologists actually do work hands-on keyboards to develop software, which definitely gives us a differentiator in the marketplace.
Now, one of the things that put you guys on my radar was when I read a recent study from Monroe Partners that 1 in 3 millennial HR professionals surveyed said that they frequently pass on an IT job candidate if they don't have strong enough soft skills. So can you tell me more about the fact that tech jobs aren't that easy to fill, but also why businesses must ensure that new hire is equally great behind as in front of the screen?
Yeah, and that's definitely a true statement. Technology hires are not easy to make in today's market. There's a lot of demand out there. And I think really what's going on with the emphasis on both hard skills and soft skills is really sort of the rise of digital and the need of multidisciplinary teams working together. Not only do technologists have to work very closely with business people, you also have technologists working from multiple disciplines, whether it be cybersecurity, cloud, or application development working together to bring solutions together. So I really think that emphasis on some of the digital solutions really focuses the need on soft skills and the need for collaboration. Businesses today are moving very fast. I think there's a statistic out there that businesses can be disrupted from new entrants in as little as 18 months. So really the need to move fast in an agile manner with these multidisciplinary teams is becoming more important than ever before. I also think in our study, we found that about 71% of business people have spoken about projects that have been delayed or not as successful as they could be as a result of poor collaboration with IT resources. So I think across multiple industries, people are really realizing the need for those soft skills and the need to work together very closely and collaboratively. One other thing I'll throw out there is just really quickly, several years ago, CIOs wanted to be a strategic partner with the business. I think a lot of times what that meant was that they were in the first meeting with the business talking about new initiatives. Now IT leaders want to push that boundary even further to where they're viewed as innovation leaders, and they're actually the ones conducting that first meeting with new business ideas.
And there is a real big cliche out there that many techies are not great with people or have the ability to adjust their tone, language, etc. in meetings. And with 20 years in IT, I've been there myself and I've seen that actually happen. But I'm curious, did your report contradict some of those persistent myths and misperceptions about IT workers and their soft skills or lack of them?
Yeah, I think it absolutely did. And I think this is also a trend that we're seeing out in the industry. Given the fact that so many people have realized the importance of soft skills and leadership by technologists, I think that stereotype is going away. Yeah. People realize that you need technologists who can work closely with any number of other business people across your organization. And if you're going to be a successful technologist today, you realize that you can't necessarily be the person in the corner not collaborating and just sort of typing away at your keyboard.
So are you noticing an increase in roles like relationship managers that handle that communication or bridge between IT and the rest of the business that you mentioned there?
Yeah, I think I would actually say no.
Okay.
I actually think that's probably somewhat of an outdated concept where I think what's happening is there's a couple of dynamics going on. First, I think you're getting technologists who are embracing the business challenges and working to understand the business, realizing that they can provide the most innovation by understanding the business issue. I think you're starting to see also more technology-minded business people who realize that they're going to be successful in developing leading-edge strategies and executing. They also need to understand technology. I think what this is resulting is you're seeing more and more, even very traditional firms, really adopting a product mindset where they're looking at their technology investments really as more like products and bringing together these multidisciplinary teams to work together towards a single outcome. So I think that takes away the need for the relationship manager and really puts the collaboration on each of the business people and technologists working on that product team.
So just for anybody listening at home there, when we're talking here about soft skills in IT, can you clarify what kind of skills we're talking about here? Maybe provide a few examples.
Yeah, first and foremost, it's verbal and written communication. So it's being able to get your ideas across to others in a meaningful manner to really foster collaboration, and collaboration really being the goal of all these soft skills being so important in today's technology world. And then I would also kind of layer onto that, conflict resolution, flexibility, having the courage to be able to challenge others and maybe even challenge yourself. Those are all important soft skills. And then finally, I think it comes down for both business people and technologists alike. It's really listening so you can understand the challenges of all those around you and really what is at the root of the business issue.
So do different industries require different soft skills or different requirements, or are they all very similar right across the board?
I think there's a lot of similarities across industries. We work across any number of industries. I think we do see a lot of similarities in the need for soft skills. I would say that a lot of your more traditional industries that may be lagging slightly behind in technology, of note, energy and utilities, healthcare, soft skills are just as important, but it is a challenge in terms of recruiting some of the younger technologists to work in those environments and really kind of refresh the skills and bring those collaborative skills to the table.
Now, from my experience in traditional IT departments, I've often noticed that the business departments across a business and the technology teams often struggle to work together to drive those best results. And that's typically because IT moves much slower than the business would like it to. So how do you think that we can resolve that problem and how leaders can bring teams closer together?
Yeah, that's a great question. First and foremost, I think starting any technology initiative, making sure that leaders from both business and IT have a seat at the table at the formation of the project. I think having that equal stature goes a long way towards breaking down some of the communication barriers. Also, embracing agile methodologies where the business gets a high degree of transparency into how IT does their work and the challenges that they face day to day. Everyone starts to better understand what it takes to develop technology and software, which really gives a shared understanding between both parties, which leads to much greater success. And then finally, I mentioned earlier, a lot of times thinking of really blurring the lines between business and IT, really into this product mindset where you really have these multidisciplinary teams working together towards a single goal goes a long way to some of those challenges that you typically see.
And do you see that IT are still often accused of throwing a project over the wall, and then once it's live, they're nowhere to be seen and they're no longer helpful? Is that mindset completely disappearing now as well?
You see it in some of the less mature IT organizations, but it's quickly going away.
Excellent. So also, what were the big takeaways from your entire study there?
Yeah, the biggest thing is it's hard. Managing technology talent, recruiting technology talent, growing it, it's very difficult. Hard technology skills are difficult to find in the market today. When you layer on the need for additional soft skills, it makes it even harder. So companies really need to think of a strategy around growing those skills in-house. At West Monroe, we've been very successful over the years in terms of through both classroom and boot camps to kind of train our technologists in those soft skills, as well as on-the-job working to really build and nurture those skills in our people. One of the results of our survey was that companies invest far fewer dollars on leadership development of technologists versus business people, which I think is absolutely a mistake. Given how important technology is to the success of business today, we need to develop technology leaders. And the way that firms are going to be able to do that is really invest in the capabilities, because ultimately the way you're going to win is build these soft skills, build the leadership skills, as well as retain your very best technology talent. And making these investments is going to go a long way in doing that.
Well, a huge thank you for taking the time to come on and join me from Chicago today. But before I do let you go, can you remind the listeners where they can find you guys online, maybe download a copy of the report that we've discussed today, and also contact your team if they have any questions about our conversation today?
Yeah, absolutely. You can download the report at wmp.com/BMT. BMT stands for Business-Minded Technologists.
Well, a huge thanks again for coming on. I always say at the end of every episode that technology works best when it brings people together, but you're actually bringing businesses and IT teams together to drive real results and business benefits, which is a fantastic thing. So again, big thank you for coming on and joining me today.
Oh, thanks very much.
If I dare to look inside my tech crystal ball, I think I would easily predict that AI will replace many older roles, and especially as repetitive tasks become automated by technology. But new roles and a stronger focus on soft skills will transform the employment landscape. For example, I think right here in 2018, the doctor with a poor bedside manner will heavily lean on their medical expertise. But try to imagine a future where AI or advances in tech mean that a medical diagnosis can be made much faster and more accurate than any human doctor. Instantly there, the doctor with the poor bedside manner will no longer be required, but the doctor that is great with people and sensitive to the condition of their patients and their families, they're the ones that will thrive. And for me, that's just one example where soft skills will take priority. And creativity, innovation and strategy are all areas where machines cannot compete with humans. So maybe we should all be focusing much, much more on soft skills and collaborating with each other. Ultimately, everyone needs to be great behind that computer screen and in front of it too. But what takeaways did you get from today's conversation? As always, my door is always open to each and every one of you listening. Please email me at techblogwriter@outlook.com or tweet me at Neil C. Hughes. Please keep those messages coming in. I love engaging with you all. I recently had a fantastic one from a lady called Afia Chaholo. I hope I've said your name right there. A huge thank you to Afia for your incredibly kind words about the show. And equally, a big thank you to each and every one of you for listening on your commute, while you're exercising, or even walking your dog. Maybe you can tweet me and let me know where it is that you listen to this show. But I will be back tomorrow. But I'm afraid it's that time once again where I say the words, until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.